I don't know if you're like me, but I love watching magicians shock me. Whether it's in person or I see it like on the internet where a guy will do a trick and you're just like, wow, how in the world is that possible? Like, to me, it's like impossible. Like, there's no way. And then later on, I love seeing a video where another guy kind of reveals what's actually going on. And you're like, oh, that makes so much sense. It's like this weird transition happens, even though you didn't understand at the time and you were enamored with it, you were kind of, "Whoa, this is crazy how this happens. It's impossible. It can only be this way." And then somebody else shows you maybe a little detail that you missed on purpose, right? And then you're, "Oh, man, I didn't see that perspective." And then the whole magic trick, it comes undone, but at the end of the day, I'm not saddened by it. I'm like, "Wow, I appreciate it even more." This is the Warrior Podcast, episode 189. And let's talk about how our eyes can be wide open. So, I enjoyed a sermon on Sunday talking about heaven. And, the pastor was talking about, do we actually get to see what goes on earth after we go to heaven? And if so, some people would say, and he didn't take a stance on this either way. He said some people would say that no, you wouldn't, because how could you see all the misery and the torment here that still goes on, and yet there be no misery, torment, sadness in heaven? How could you do that? It wouldn't make sense. And it got me thinking. I think that there is no misery, torment, or sadness. Now, hold on. Yes, I experience it. Yes, I've endured it, and I'm sure I have no doubt that I will endure it more in the future. So, how do I rectify that thought? Because I don't see everything. So, I feel like when we go to be with the Lord, that we see things clearly, that our eyes become wide open. So, we get a touch of seeing the truth now, and we see it by faith. But when we get there, there is no real faith. Faith becomes an ultimate reality. The faith and trust in the Lord is the ultimate reality, that we see things from his perspective, and then our mind gets changed. Maybe we even get to look back at the past of the things that we experienced as being traumatic, these magic tricks in a sense that we didn't really understand, the little nuancy things from a vantage point that we didn't have, and then it all makes sense. Like, wow, that makes so much sense now. Completely changing how we view that circumstance, that incident. And we can appreciate and go, wow, I understand why I was confused. And you kind of give yourself a little bit of a pass on why you viewed it a certain way because you didn't have the perspective. But here's how I think we can experience that, even to the smallest degree here on earth in this life, is that we can just trust God and say, yeah, even though from my perspective right now, things look bad, it doesn't look good, it looks this way, but I can't trust how I see it. I got to know this is a magic trick, not a magic trick, but I got to know this is not the total reality. There's another angle that exists, and I got to trust that that guy knows what he's doing because his word says that. His word says that he's sovereign above all, he's good, and all things work for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. His purpose is good. Even though I look at circumstances here on earth and I go, man, there's no way this is any other way than what I see right now. It's unconceivable to me. But I can trust, you can trust, you know what? There's a different angle that we're not privy to right now. And I will one day understand it, or maybe I won't, but I understand the one who does see it, who is seeing the angles, who knows all, and he is good, and all that he creates and sovereign over is good. Now, am I saying there's no evil? That's not what I'm saying. So don't try to run off and make it into something it ain't. It's simply allowing us to say, hey, I don't know everything and I never will, but I know he who does know everything. And that's where I place my trust. and the creator of all, the sustainer of all, and the maintainer of all. All right, guys, remember that's walking in faith, having evidence of things unseen. All right, as always, you're a warrior designed for God's glory. Remember that, walk in that. And if you like the content, like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell, all that cool stuff to get the notifications so that we can continue to push forward in our journey together as warriors for his kingdom. All right, God be with you. Stay in the fight. Peace.